Sure. Welcome back. Thanks so
much.
We want to round out this show with some exciting news from...
How exciting?
It's pretty dadgum exciting.
Really exciting, folks.
You know, the word persistence comes to mind when you talk about what we've gone through with Cox Communications. You know, we've
you've heard throughout.
You've heard some of these stories, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just a frustrating deal when you want to serve the community and you can't because the cable system. I call it roadblocks, and they basically are. They just roadblocks thrown up at us to keep us from accessing a cable channel without paying for it. So we want to turn it over to Ian,
who has been the persistent one.
Yeah.
And what do you have to say?
Well, we've got some exciting news, and just to kind of give everybody, you know, what we've had to go through to get this. When we first announced we were going on the air in Harrison, we informed all the cable systems, and fairly simple process. You know, you tell the cable system, hey, we're going to be on the air. We plan to serve the community. Here's our programming lineup of what we plan to do, and then they say, yeah, we'd like to carry you. And we got primarily responses back from all the cable systems that they were excited to have us on. The larger cable systems have other
agenda.
Other agendas, I guess. But technically, I can understand. I mean, they are trying to grow a massive distribution network out of the metropolitan areas, and the smaller communities like Harrison are.
And they're fighting.
They're on the back burner, yeah.
And they're fighting competition too. They're fighting the Dish and the Direct TVs and stuff like that.
And it really didn't help at the time that this was during the time of the digital transition, and the FCC at that time made a ruling that not only did cable systems have to carry the analog broadcast at that time, but they had to carry their digital broadcast at time too. So cable systems, people don't realize this, but they're carrying their analog channel, they're carrying their digital channel in high def if they're having a high def, and if it's high def, they also have to carry it in standard def. So it's repeated 3 times. And that's a ton of...
It's overkill.
It is a lot, but they have to meet those requirements for all of their customers, whether they have digital, whether they have a standard def television, whether they have high def television, or just plain analog. So it's a lot of redundancy for their customers and a lot of bandwidth that they were just, in my opinion, I think they just were not ready to give up. So we had a year of negotiations with them. We were on the air, but just to get on at that time, we had to provide them tapes of our shows for a year. Well, then, once we finally got on broadcast, we're like, okay, well, let's get our own channel. Let's move towards getting our own channel. And now 3 years later, so now 4 years we've been on the air in Harrison. Now 4 years later, Cox has decided to carry one of our 4 digital networks, and I don't think that they would have done this if we would not have been the first in Harrison to go digital. And I think that's been a huge
big plus for
deciding factor for them. So now they're going to be carrying our family channel on Channel 2. That will start December 28th. Okay. So here in about 2 months. And I actually received the contract in the mail today. So I'm going to...
You're going to make it monumental.
I'm going to make it monumental and sign it right here in front of everybody. But I do want to let people know our channel will change. It's not going to be Channel 6 on the Cox Cable system. They're going to move us to an all-digital channel to take care of some of that bandwidth.
But there's no extra expense for the subscriber. Right. I mean, if they have a digital tuner on their television, they can pick us up.
Anyone with a digital TV will be able to rescan their channels rescan their TV on December 28th and pick up our 24/7 channel. Channel 6 will go away.
What channel will it?
The new channel will be channel 843.
Okay.
And a lot of people, may think, well, that's not a very good channel, but we're actually in between the broadcast stations' their digital channels, and then we're in between that and some of the, well, we're right in the middle of the broadcast channels here. PBS is in the 700 tier, their secondary channels, along with KY3's 24-hour weather channel, and then the broadcaster's high definition channels are on the other end of that. So we're really in between those.
But for the just the common subscriber, if they've got a digital tuner on their television, they can pick us up. You want to announce what COX is going to allow non-digital tuner people to have for the next 2 years?
Yeah, we just got a few seconds left. Anyone interested in being able to pick up our new channels, all they have to do, if you do not have a digital TV and you're a COX subscriber, call COX, tell them you want the new local digital channels. Both Harrison broadcast stations will be going to this new digital tier on December 28th, as far as I would know. All they got to do is call COX, say, I'd like to have a tuner. COX will provide them a tuner for 2 years for free.
Awesome.
That they're going to be able to
fees.
At no rental fees.
This is big.
Which is approximately about $6 a month just for the tuner. But if you've just got an old TV, an analog TV,
you will need that tuner.
You will need that tuner to be able to pick us up on December 28th.
But it's free.
Stay tuned. We'll be announcing it over the next 2 months over the station with crawlers and advertising to that extent. But very exciting news for our viewers. Channel 6 will go away. I believe Channel 14 will go away as well. But you're going to be able to pick up, with those additional 2 channels, 6 more additional channels that you're not able to receive,
which would be
in
the weather
standard
channel
analog.
from Springfield, which I watch a lot.
KY3's 24/7 weather is included with that. PBS's Plus and Create channels are also included in that, along with some additional C-SPAN and Jewelry TV. So there's about 6 additional channels, plus our 2 local channels. So if you have any questions, call us here at the station. And
741-4891.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Sign that paper.
Absolutely.
All right. We'd like to thank all the guests for being on the show today.
Loren Tepper, Tamsyn Simon, Fred Woehl, and Ian Reynolds. And always a pleasure to be here with you,
It's a pleasure
Dan.
working with you today. And hopefully we'll work again next week. Hopefully it's not too much sooner, but next week will be just fine.
All right. Thanks.
We love you, Ann.
I love
Thanks
you
so
too,
much.
Dan.
We'll see you again next week.